Barn looks like hell because it needs bedding, but there's the first calf of the year. That's actually the first cow due on paper. We really don't have room for much this year, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to do. Because, well, I know what we're going to do. We're going to make a clean spot for that calf. Luckily, number one's good at dragging calves. My back ain't liking that stuff much. Speaking of in order, that one down in the corner, she's one of the next ones due, I think. But no, she was due the 29th on paper. On the flip side of that, with the low we've got coming in right now, basically any of the first 10 due could pop anytime. Speaking of, there's another one that's closer. 2 or 3 more outside there. In fact, I see one way out there. You can't see it. The damn sun's screwing it up, but her tail's out and she just took a poop, but by the looks of her, she's loosened up. So, even though we need this section to feed what's out front yet, I'm just not sure what we're going to do. We may let her have this lower section. Somebody wants me to grab a glove because she's thinking the same thing I'm thinking. That calf's kind of small for that big cow. So we're going to go check and see if there's something else in there. I'll be back. Hey, moved over here. New bedding. Baby found the bread basket. Mama just wants to move around now. Kind of like her mama there. Got a heck of a white stripe on the neck, but that's okay. We won't ship her for that. Yeah. She got one of them dingle balls there instead of a teat. That happens. You know, God gave them the brains to get down there to find it. He just didn't tell them what they were looking for. And some people say heifer calves are better at getting there than bull calves. And I don't know. We've seen them both ways. She's doing pretty good for only being, well, she's old enough. Mama cleaned her up a little bit, but I'd guess her at an hour old or so, by the looks of it. If they're stupid and they really don't eat, we give them some vitamin brain. A little vitamin B complex, vitamin B12, one of them Bs. It does 2 things. It tells them they're hungry and they should eat. And it turns on a magical switch in their brain that says, oh, hey, I'm not stupid after all. Although some of them, there's wiring issues to the switch, and you still have issues with them. But this little girl, she's just excited to be here and meet everybody. One thing I am very grateful for, everybody, is my kids can take the stupidest calf in the world and one way or another get that calf to eat. It might take a few days. We might have to tube them for the first couple days because otherwise they ain't going to make it. But, you know, they can, yeah, they both got goobered up. You know, she's had, 5 knee surgeries. The other one's got a bad knee. We've all done things to our backs, but I can't bend over like that. I can handle that for about 5 minutes. If I get them on, we're golden. If I can't, we're screwed. I can't do it. Well, I can try, but I'll end up laying on top of the calf, and you know that brings a whole nother ball game. Oh, and incidentally, yeah, she's an old show cow, but this is one of the reasons why we continue to keep polled Herefords. Polled Herefords have been on this place since 1963. The early days was all commercial and kind of a menagerie, but they've been red and white here the whole time. When I got up into where I was old enough to go to fair, we had probably about half registered stock. And I was hot and heavy in the show in there for quite a few years. You know, made it up into Washington, Nevada. Never did go down to California. We cut through there to get to Nevada. All over the place, all over the Northwest, all over this half of the country. And no, we did really good. Always did well showing. My kids, yeah, they wanted to show, but county fair was more than enough, so that's what they did. They enjoyed it till it really went to hell. I don't know how many more years there's going to be any animals at the fair because current management wishes they were all gone. And they do everything in their power to make it more difficult to show. But you notice she's in there with this cow. That cow could care less. That cow knows she's not going to hurt her calf. No offense to you folks with them black critters, but you know, kind of like Straight Pipe Acres said in his video he put out this morning when he's building a round bale feeder. It doubles as a shark tank or a shark cage. And yeah, they do. If we got a cow like that, I'll walk in there with a Be Good stick in my hand. And, well, we've wasted a few Be Good sticks over the years. The current one ain't very long, and it's an old chunk of a decent-sized pitchfork handle. And no, cow sees me walk in with that. If she's one of those, it's a pain in the ass to deal with. Generally, I don't have to use it. I'll use it to defend myself. Because God knows, you know, all they got to do is swing that head. You got better than 100 pounds with a whole bunch of muscle behind it when that head swings. You know, kind of like I explained to some kids at the fair that were picking on a couple cows one year, a couple city boys. They thought that was neat to try to tickle one in the hind end. I said, boys, you into baseball? Being they both had, you know, wannabe baseball uniforms on. They're not uniform, you know, shirts and wearing a ball cap. And they said, oh, yeah, you know, we're on the high school team and all this stuff. And I said, okay, now imagine this. Imagine that's a baseball bat sticking down there on the ground. Now imagine Babe Ruth is on the other end of that. And you just poked him in the belly and pissed him off. And she's like, they're both like, huh? And I said, just picture Babe Ruth at the other end of that, swinging as hard as he can swing. I said, that's what you're going to get when she finally gets pissed off at you and lifts that foot off the ground. And, you know, hey, educational time. I wasn't an asshole to him. I just, you know, kind of firmly said, hey, boys, listen up. But, hey, right there's what it's all about. I love you, Mommy, she says. I love you, Mommy. She just needs to go back there. And, of course, she's actually filled out pretty good. This is one of those things we look at. She really ain't hungry. She's got the instinct to go eat, but she's filled out pretty good. She tanked up before she came out. If she was skinny, I'd worry about it, but she'll find it. So, anyway, that's our day. And I don't know. What is today, kid? Make her look at her watch.
23rd.
Should be Thursday, the 23rd of January.
Oh.
Whoops.
I called Brooke and I said, congratulations, Grandma. And she said, what? And I said, your show count. And she said, no way. She said, I'm hurrying up. I'm going to come home.
You probably couldn't hear that. Number one called number two and told her number two's in town with her mama right now. And she said, congratulations, Grandma, to her. And she says, huh? So, right there's what I like to see. Up and active. First part of this video, you got to see her going like, what the hell? Because it's easier to drag them. It don't hurt them. A hell lot easier to drag them. Kids used to do a bear hug and pick them up out in the middle of the lot. And sometimes you don't have, you don't have a choice. But man, you give one a bear hug that, you know, it ain't too bad in here. And by the looks of things, she calved out there toward the end section. But right outside, that stuff's anywhere from 4 inches to a foot deep. Cow has a calf in the middle of that. They don't want to clean it up either, by the way, because it tastes like dirt and manure and whatever else. So sometimes those that get calved out in the middle of the lot, they do get a little help cleaning them up. we'll get some wet towels and get them at least clean enough that Mama can finish. Best thing though is Mama's tongue. Gets everything moving, gets the blood flowing. Makes them get up and run around like she's doing.
Yeah, she sits.
Oh yeah, number one says she sits.
So her nickname's Eeyore.
It happens. She's calling her Eeyore. Number two will change that, I guarantee. But quite literally, a mini Amy. That's her mama's name there, is Amy. Don't ask me her registered name. I don't know it.
Her registered name is Amy.
Yeah, I know, but it's got a bunch of other stuff with it. So it's just Amy.
I can tell you my old cow, but she's gone.
But other than being, well, actually, they're probably both about as dirty in the face. Yeah, I could let you watch this little boy run around like that all day long, but with this and the other half, I know this is already over 10 minutes. Yeah, a couple over there. There's two 2-year-olds there we held back that were open. Actually, there's one more over there too, but I think she's a 3-year-old. The one there in the middle of the screen with a patch on her eye, she's got a full sister over there that's a year older. They're just held back because of who they are and what the potential is. And yeah, we still have all the heifer calves. If we get rid of half of them like we need to, we'd have it made. But oh, and hey, look, no, number two's not excited to have the first calf of the year. Gets home, hear the car screech to a stop out there, and she comes running in. And now Amy's going, oh God, she's here now. Camera's out. So, Brooke, what are you going to call her? Is that what you're going to leave it? No, I guess Eeyore's going to. Eeyore might stick. We'll see. Okay. You've seen. I'll probably even put this up in a little bit, so you'll actually get to see it shortly after it all worked out. I was in the middle of watching a live stream, SLC's live stream. So, hey, everybody that was on there knows I got a little video. Maybe they'll come and see it. And I heard on that live stream that Gerald Farms had the first calf of the year there today, too, down in Georgia. So, somebody said must be something in the air. Well, we're on the West Coast, he's on the East Coast. Either way, air's air. So, thanks for watching, everybody. And hey, hope you enjoy this one. Hope you enjoy all of them, really. Like and subscribe. Yada, yada, you know. Yeah, good mama. Get the baby cleaned up better. One thing, number one, just told number two to check her teeth. I kind of like to do that if we got a good date on them and they're early. We like to see, you know, over the years I've gotten pretty good at guessing how early they are by how much membrane is or is not covering the teeth. If the teeth are fully exposed, they're all good. There's still some membrane up on it, or just a little? Yeah, so yeah, maybe a week early, which would be about right. You know, it's supposed to be due the 29th, so this is 23rd. That's probably in the ballpark. Not early enough to worry about, especially when she's up and running around like this. One thing we will worry about, though, the way the weather is, we'll keep a close eye on her for pneumonia. Shouldn't be an issue. Keep her in here and keep the wind off her. But the air is so heavy, it's supposed to be cold and dry this time of year, not this wet. One reason we try to calve now. Most of them are a little earlier than people would like to see around here, but I like to get them about now when it's usually colder and drier. A lot less issues with things. So, other thing that calf's going to get here in a little bit, we use a teat dip cup and an iodine solution to dip the navels. This is where we're in here calving. About 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we started popping up with navel infections, and it's all due to some little bacteria that gets in here. When it's good and cold out, we don't have any issues at all. It can look like this in here. But when it's, it's 52 plus degrees today and damp, and then we'll keep an eye on her for that. And she'll also get, I call it beaver paste. It's a plebeias. She gets some of that down her throat, help her guts percolate. And then sometime in the next day or two, she'll get her tattoo and tags and the rest of her shots. Shots consist of Boc or Muci, whichever one we happen to have. A and D, B, Clostridium. And if we are in a spot where we are having trouble with navel infections, we will actually give an antibiotic at birth. We don't like to, but a few years ago, about half of them, we probably did 20, I suppose. We just kept popping up with navel infections. Every single calf was getting one within a couple days. And talked to the vet, and she says, yeah, it wouldn't hurt. And I said, okay, we're throwing it in. Some say that screws up their system, but I don't know. Now I rambled too long. Now you got about a 20-minute video to watch, but isn't it worth it? You just look there and go, oh, look at the little baby. Isn't she so cute? Trying to eat off the wrong end. Silly girls. Okay, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching, everybody.